Republicans officially take control of the House 1 week from today. So what can we expect to change with respect to the crisis at the southern border, and how will the GOP conduct oversight? Let's bring in Texas Republican Congressman Lance Gooden, a member of the House Financial Services Committee. Congressman, good to see you. Can you really change anything, even if you have, as you will have in the next week or so, power in the House without the White House backing change?
We can. It will be more difficult than it would be if the White House was run by a Republican. But starting next week, when Republicans are in charge, what you'll see for the first time in 2 years since President Biden took office is an authority in Washington actually declaring a problem. You know, what we've seen for the last several years is no one in charge wants to admit we've even got a crisis at the border. So starting next week, we'll take control of the gavels of the committees. The House Judiciary Committee, for example, led by Representative Jim Jordan, will begin oversight. We'll begin actually being able to compel witnesses to testify. We'll have subpoena power. We'll be able to hold hearings and actually find out how much in bed with these non-governmental organizations the Biden administration is that are encouraging illegal immigration. What is this administration talking about behind the scenes? They refuse to answer our questions when we're in the minority. And we're looking forward to holding hearings, impeaching Homeland Security Mayorkas, who has failed so miserably. The American people deserve so much better.
On that point, Congressman, I just want you to listen to your fellow Congressman, Carlos Jimenez, a Republican of Florida, talking about the need for hearings directly relating to the actions or inactions of DHS Secretary Mayorkas. Listen here, and I'll get your reaction.
Well, I think we need to have hearings on why it is that Secretary Mayorkas' Department of Homeland Security refuses really to secure our southern border. It's not only a problem with the millions of migrants that are coming in illegally into the United States, but also it leaves the border unprotected, and so we see fentanyl flowing through at record pace.
Congressman, is there any sense, do you get, that the American people have had enough of hearings? What they really want are action, and they don't think hearings, whether they're held by Republicans or Democrats, are going to make a jot of difference?
Well, they haven't had a hearing run by Republicans in over 2 years, and so what you've seen is Democrats running the show with very little action in Washington. And I think you'll see starting next week the beginning of some real fact-finding, some real action. Unfortunately, this multi-trillion-dollar bill that was passed last week with the help of Senate Republicans, that hurt our leverage a bit, because now we've got to wait until September when the next funding runs out before we can actually use the purse strings as leverage against this administration. But I do believe the hearings are important. I believe that being able to compel members of the Biden administration to testify and answer the hard questions is an important step. I believe that what this administration has done is immoral. It's unchristian. They are encouraging illegal immigration. They are encouraging children and parents to join with the cartels and make the trek to El Paso and other border cities. They're worried about being dropped off at Kamala Harris's house, but what they're doing is encouraging the increase in child prostitution, child trafficking, fentanyl. It's really horrible what's happening down at the border. It's immoral. It's wrong. Groups like Catholic Charities are involved. They are using our taxpayer funds against us. And I think that hearings are important, because I believe it's important for the American people to finally get some answers.
Congressman Lance Gooden, thank you very much. We'll see if anything changes in 2023. Happy New Year to you, sir.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.